So, I just wanted to briefly talk about energy policy because I think this is one of Richardson's top priorities, something he's cared about for a long time. He was Secretary of Energy under Clinton administration, and he's set out a really ambitious program. But what I like about his program is not just that the Sierra Club League of Conservation Voters called the most ambitious. It's not. It's not just that. It's that as a report that I just read recently that gave him an A in climate change policy, no other candidate got one. His policies measures actually stand the greatest chance of exceeding the goals that he sets out, which really speaks to how Richardson focuses not just on I want to do this. No, he actually says, look, these are the trade-offs we have to make, and this is how I'm going to implement them. So his plan basically is dependent on two things. The first one is a cap and trade system, which some other candidates have endorsed, but I'm very happy to see that Richardson has endorsed it as well. And you can look that up for the details of the plan, but it's just the right way to go about it, in my opinion. And the next is to drastically increase fuel efficiency, and that's a painful measure. That's something that's going to cost. It's going to cost some jobs in the short term, not in the long term. In fact, maybe not even in the medium term, I suppose. But it's also going to hurt poor Americans, and there are things that Richardson is going to implement in order to overcome those problems. But these are priorities that we have to make as a nation, and Richardson isn't afraid of making those priorities.
But why then? Why is energy more important than jobs and the economy, or is it more of a trickle down effect?
Well, see, if it were the thing is, there is the trickle down effect, which means that if we're hurting companies, the car companies, there are going to be negative impacts on jobs, and negative impacts on Americans that need to pay for gas. But the thing is, what I love about listening to Richardson on this issue is he understands that the way an economy moves and grows is by creating new jobs in new sectors. And we have this enormous potential to create a green energy and green technology sector that has been really overlooked in the past few years. And people say, well, the market will take care of it. Well, look, what I like about Richardson, again, is that he understands there are times when the market is slow in adapting. There are times when it's quick, but in this case, since we don't know where the oil prices are going to be in a few years, there are a lot of uncertainties. The investment isn't there because there's not a guarantee by the government that we need it and we want it. And Richardson knows that we can use government policy to move industry forward and get them innovating, and then the market will take care of it once that process begins.
So I mean, just to clarify, in the short term, we're saying, look, some people are going to lose jobs as we implement these new policies, and as bad as that might be, in the long term, these people in the end benefit because if we have these more fuel efficient policies, more energy efficient policies, then really it brings the economy as a whole. Everybody in the end gets a piece of the pie.
Yes, and there's one thing I would like to add to that, which is that it's not necessarily that in the short term we're going to have a net reduction in jobs, but we are going to lose jobs in certain sectors, and we are going to lose jobs that relate more to these really these oil intensive cars and whatnot. Those types of jobs, yes, we will have a reduction there. But we can move that. We can channel that restructuring into new jobs that we need, that the country needs. And I think that Richardson understands that this is how economies work, and the market will, in the end, create more jobs.